So as Elon Musk was illegally hacking the Treasury and all of these various government agencies, it was very apparent to every legal expert in the country and every judge in the country, this is wildly illegal, which is, by the way, that's why every court that's looked at it has said the same thing. You had some Obama judges, some George W. Bush judges, and some Trump judges who said, hey, man, you can't do that. Hey, man, you pulled down these websites, these health websites. You got to put them back up. You had no authority to do that. Hey, man, stop axing USAID. Stop illegally firing people. They got to be brought back. Like, the list goes on. Oh, you have a private server stealing information from the Treasury? You're not even allowed in there. Stop accessing it and delete all the information you have. These are all the court cases that are coming down. Now, at the same time, though, we all looked at this, myself included, and it almost looks like, well, Elon Musk is the real president, right? And he's also going rogue. That a lot of this stuff, it's not like he's calling Donald Trump every button he presses, every move he makes, every agency he hacks into. And he's like, sir, we've now accessed the Department of Education. Are you okay with that? No, he's just, he's going to town, right? So it almost gave people a misleading impression of like, Trump is bad, but the real enemy is Elon Musk at this point. Well, it turns out, guess what? There's got to be some sort of a deal that they made behind closed doors at some point. Because Trump has completely and utterly cucked himself to Elon, the world's richest man. And every time he has to comment publicly on Elon, it's all the same thing, right? It's all, great guy, really smart guy, really high IQ. We trust him. He's doing a great thing. He has my backing for everything that he does. I tell him it's okay. He's got to clear with me, but everything's okay, right? And it's kind of getting crazy because there's a lot of things that are even contrary, like that are nothing like stuff that Trump said on the campaign trail that Elon's doing. Well, now what you're going to find out is there was definitely a deal behind the scenes, and Elon definitely has the green light to do whatever he wants. And part of Trump's goal here, and at this point his job description is, I get to play defense for Elon. I get to play cheerleader for Elon. I get to be the chief obfuscator, and I get to deflect from all the criticism that he's getting. So he comes out, he's asked about Elon literally saying, CFPB, rest in peace, which means Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, rest in peace. In other words, I'm killing the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Trump's asked about that. Listen to what he says.
Mr. President, regarding the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Democrats, including Elizabeth Warren, have said that by freezing it, it's giving big banks and giant corporations a green light to small families.
Pocahontas, the faker. That was set up to destroy people. She used that as her little personal agency to go around and destroy people.
He said the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was set up to destroy people. By the way, he's telling on himself here. He's telling on himself. You want to know why? Who does the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau destroy? It destroys ultra-wealthy con artists who are committing fraud and stealing from regular people. Oh, it destroys people. It destroys people. In other words, all of his buddies that he plays golf with and eats lunch with at Mar-a-Lago, those are the ones who are whispering in his ear going, man, I hate this agency. They've really cracked down on me. They've made me pay out hundreds of millions of dollars to these people who I've defrauded. And so from his perspective, yeah, it's true. It destroys people. It destroys the criminals that you hang out with. He's really telling on himself there, but he's not done. Watch. So he's going to go from it destroys people to watch the complete pivot here and what he harps on and what he focuses on.
As her little personal agency to go around and destroy people. And she's a fake. Just like she said she was an Indian, and she wasn't an Indian. You have more Indian blood in you than she has. She went to college based on the fact that she was an Indian. She got jobs based on the fact that she was an Indian. She's a fake. That was set up to destroy some very good people, and it worked. I mean, it worked. A lot of great people. I'll tell you, before I ever heard the term, people would come up to me in the Midwest and areas and say, "Sir, I'm being destroyed by them." They use that to destroy people.
Let me get this straight. People came up to Trump in the Midwest and said, "Sir, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is killing me. They're ruining me." I've never heard a bigger lie in my life. That is the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life. It is literally the opposite. In fact, when Elon tweeted CFPB, rest in peace, go read the replies. You have a bunch of right-wingers, a bunch of MAGA people, a bunch of Elon simps who are like, whoa, hold on. This is the agency that got me back my money when my bank was fucking me over. What an insane lie. Holy shit.
She's a really nasty woman.
We're back on Warren.
She's a really nasty woman, despite her phony beer commercial. We did the right thing. That was a very important thing to get rid of. And it was also a waste. I mean, number one, it was a bad group of people running it, but it was also a waste. If you looked at when she really ran it, wow, that was a vicious group of people. They really destroyed a lot of people.
Understand what he did there. Lied about the CFPB. Oh, it destroyed people. It was terrible. And then just like launching endless personal attacks on Elizabeth Warren, right? That's called a red herring, what you just did. You're not addressing the substance, and you just go, she's a bad person. These are bad people. The people who run it are really bad. This is really bad.
Your goal is to have it totally eliminated, the
I would
agency?
say, yeah, because we're trying to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse.
Oh my God, that's so rich. The whole point of that agency is to eliminate fraud. For every dollar you put in, you get about $20 back because the consumers get their money back when they've been scammed. Okay. All right. Look, guys, I don't want you to take... If you watch this show and you like this show, I need you to understand something. I don't want you to take what I say at face value. I want you, when you hear me say something, go check it. Go Google it. Go figure it out, right? You'll see I'm telling the truth, right? But I don't want you to take me at face value. I want you to do your due diligence. Just a couple examples here. Ryan Grimm released a video on this. He's going to explain it for you. Here's some of the stuff that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the agency that Elon is illegally killing, here's some of the stuff it does. Here we go.
Two of the coolest things that the CFPB, that's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, did that you may not have heard of. One, they said that if you have medical debt, that cannot be included on your credit score. And two, they stopped a practice of banks rigging your overdraft protection. The way it used to work is that, let's say you have $12 left in your checking account, and you go to the coffee shop, you get a $4 coffee, now you're down to $8. Then you pay for your parking, and that's $15. And now, boom, you're under zero. So you get an overdraft hit right there. What the banks figured out is that they could move the transactions around. So if you spent $15 and had 12 left, they would make that the first transaction that they hit. So boom, now you're $3 under. Then they hit the coffee. So you get 2 overdraft fees. And what they also figured out is that they could do that over a span of days. And so whenever your balance would get close to zero, they would find one of your transactions that was higher than that balance, even if you had other transactions ahead of it. And so the CFPB said, you can't do this anymore. So that rule and the medical debt rule were put forward by Rohit Chopra, the CFPB director, under Biden. And if you look at this statement here, this is from the White House, announcing that among the reasons that it is shutting down or trying to shut down the CFPB, because it's completely illegal to shut it down, are these two things. They reference, quote, they buried $50 billion in medical debt. That's a reference to that rule. And this thing where it says itself the authority to regulate Americans' checking accounts by dictating government price controls. That's how the banks say that the CFPB stopped them from moving transactions around to hit you with extra overdraft fees. Now, if you click on those links, they would actually take you to statements by banks. So this is the Trump administration coming in, saying it's here for working Americans and going and doing bankers' bidding so that they can keep ripping you off.
Gee, I wonder why he did this. I wonder why he would be against the anti-scam police. Hey guys, the president who launched a crypto scam on his own supporters 2 days before his inauguration, turns out he's pro-scam. Turns out he also knows a lot of other con artists and fraudsters. Turns out he wants them to get away with their crimes and him to get away with his own crimes. That's why he's against this. That's why Elon just made a deal with Visa, X and Visa. And he's trying to make it the everything app, so he wants to be able to process financial transactions. So he made a deal with Visa. Well, since he did that, guess who Elon Musk would be under the purview of? Guess who he would be regulated by? The CFPB. Look, people need to wake up. You need to wake up. The idea that the world's richest man and the scam artist president, the idea that they're looking out for you, that they're populist, that they're pro-worker, that they're anti-establishment, they are the establishment. They are anti-worker. They are the bosses. Okay? They don't give a flying fuck about you. There's stories for days about Trump stiffing countless people who worked for him, plumbers, electricians. There's detailed articles on this. One of the things we learned recently is one of the guys who was a golf course clubhouse architect for Trump. He did all this work. It was half now, half later payment. Trump paid him the first half, didn't pay him the second half. And the guy was like, look, if I went to court to try to do it, I would have maybe ended up spending more money just going to court to try to get my payment. So I just wrote it off as a loss and said, okay, I guess he's not going to give me the second payment. This is who he is. This is what he does. Elon Musk, same fucking thing. So I don't know how else to get across to people. You've been had. You've been took. You've been bamboozled, led astray, run amok to steal from Malcolm X. That's what happened. Nobody in the Trump administration is a populist. They're not populist. They're not pro-worker. They're not anti-establishment. They're not anti-elite. What they do is they use that rhetoric to push the agenda of the plutocrats and the oligarchs and the robber barons and the corporations. That's what they do. And this is just such a clear example of it here. By the way, another thing that the CFPB does is they fight against debanking, right? Meanwhile, Mark Andreessen, the billionaire, was on Joe Rogan's show saying the CFPB does the debanking of conservatives for ideological reasons. They don't like conservatives, so they debank people. That's a total lie. It's the opposite. If you were debanked, the place you would go to get that remedied is the CFPB. He flips the truth on its head. And what did Rogan do? He said, oh, bro, that's crazy, bro. Here, let's bring on Mark Zuckerberg now to also lie to my audience about the CFPB. Here, let's bring on Elon Musk to lie. Here, let's bring on Peter Thiel to lie. Like, it's become the fucking robber baron hour over there. And so, are any of them going to come out and correct it now? Is Rogan going to come out and say, hey, I was wrong about CFPB, my bad? Are these lying billionaires going to come out and say, all right, we got you, we killed the anti-scam police because we want to get away with our scams? No, they're not going to do it. They will continue lying to your face, and they will continue pretending like this agency was part of the problem when they were one of the only parts of the solution. Where the fuck do you go now? Now that they got rid of the NLRB, they're killing the NLRB. Where do you go if you are trying to unionize and your boss is blocking you, which is illegal? Where are you going to go to get it fixed? It used to be go to the NLRB, and they'll issue a declaration and a ruling, and then you'll be able to unionize. Now, you're screwed. You won't be able to unionize. This is their agenda, guys. This is what they're doing. I need everybody to wake up, and I need them to wake up a long time ago, if I'm being honest. So he's lying about the CFPB, saying it destroyed people. He is smearing the anti-scam industry. And so he is in on it with Elon Musk. And everything, just to be clear, the way you would legally get rid of the CFPB is to pass a bill through Congress, or you pass a budget and you say we're funding it with $0, right? We're not funding the CFPB. That's how you'd legally get rid of it. They didn't even do that. Elon Musk just illegally hacked in to our government systems and said bye-bye and just axed it. So there's probably going to be a bunch of lawsuits from people who work at the CFPB going, this is not legal. There's already money allocated for this. You can't, some rando on the back end, the world's richest man, can't hack into the payment system and say, we're done with this. Oh, man. Everybody wake up. Everybody wake the fuck up. If Republicans were forced to be honest about what they actually believed, they would get 10% of votes or fewer. Because nobody is on board with this except scam artists, except fraudsters, except criminals. But it just so happens to be the case both Donald Trump and Elon Musk are that. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.